Welcome everyone to another Momentum Monday with me, Emily McHugh, the Supercharged Coach. And today, could you use some tips on how to be a bit more persistent in pursuing your goals or achieving your goals or having the outcomes that you're looking for? Well, if that's the case, I invite you to stay tuned for a really interesting topic today as we dive into persistence. All right. Well, I hope you're having a great supercharged day and excited about our topic today, which is all about persistence, the art of never quite giving up. Never quite giving up. That if you really are focused on a goal and you have your objectives clearly in mind and you have a plan of action to pursue them, you can actually achieve what you desire to achieve. And so this is really important, and I think that many times we underestimate or overlook how important it is to be persistent. And I was given a full-blown refresher course of this past week when my brother came to town to visit, and he brought his Pomeranian, Fluffy the Pomeranian. Okay, and Fluffy had all kinds of lessons to share. So I thought I would do a recap of some of the lessons I learned from Fluffy this week that might help you as you build your persistence in whatever it is that you're doing. So here we're going to go right on into what he had to say that could make a difference. Now, this little dog, it was the first time I was actually meeting him. I've heard about him, know about him, but never really met him before. So now this was really quite something to meet this little fellow. And as you can see, he is really quite cute. No doubt about it. He's a cute little boy. And he epitomizes what persistence is and what it means to never quite give up. So let's go into the first lesson that he had to share that I gleaned from his expertise in the topic. And the first thing is you have to have the right attitude. Yes, so he has a very positive attitude. He is quite focused on what he wants to achieve, and he goes about it in a way that makes you want to kind of comply. I mean, he's always in the frame of mind that he is going to achieve his goal. So when you have that mindset, you pretty much are almost guaranteed to do so. So having the right attitude, not doubting whether you actually are going to achieve what you want, not spending all this time worrying about it. He doesn't do that. No, he doesn't do that. He just knows what he needs and what he would like to achieve, and he just keeps going for it. So he has the right attitude. The second lesson is that he's positive. So you can have the right attitudes. You might say, does that automatically mean you're positive anyway? But it's taking it a step further. So it's having that mental state in the first point, but now it's how you express it to others. So you are exuding positivity with a smile. Now, he's one of these dogs that has a permanent smile. Like, he is always looking like he's smiling. So that means that he always has this energy, a positive energy. I've never met such a supercharged dog. He totally is that. This is called a supercharged dog. He does not really get deterred by the fact that what he seeks to have happen will happen. It's not like, I hope it will happen. He knows it will happen. And so imagine if in your business you took this approach that despite whatever circumstances are happening, despite whatever delays or whatever you perceive as a delay, what I would like to do is going to come to fruition. Imagine what that would do for your energy level, what it would do for your whole outlook if you kind of thought that way. So I challenge you to take on this concept of being positive with a smile, in terms of it's a foregone conclusion. Treat your goals as a foregone conclusion. Okay, so I think that needs to be emphasized, because it really is a way of thinking that most people do not have. And to achieve certain entrepreneurial goals, especially when you're starting out and you might be filled with doubt, or you may be a bit down the road of your entrepreneurial journey, but you encounter an obstacle and you're not sure how you're going to overcome that. So you might start to doubt yourself a bit. But not Fluffy. He's positive with a smile. And the next one, the third one I want to share with you, is the third lesson from Fluffy, is that he keeps asking and then he takes charge. I mean, he does not wait. He does not wait. He does not wait. He takes charge. So in this photo, you will notice, and these, by the way, are all photos that I took of him while he was here. There are many, 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 many more, but these photos illustrate the point. So in this photo, he was actually getting in his car, getting ready to leave. He actually did not want to leave Florida. How can I blame him? He had to go back up north. So my brother had him placed in the back, you know, all situated in his little comfortable, actually, I would say, place to sit down, and so-called barricaded him so he would stay there. Oh, no, no, no. He said, I am getting into the driver's seat, which he proceeded to do, as the evidence shows right here. So this little Fluffy fellow, he's like, you know what? I want to be with you up front in the car. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take charge of the situation. So now, we may not all be able to get away with all the things that Fluffy here does, and do it quite the way like he does, and get away with it because we're so cute, as he kind of does. But there is still a lesson to learn, and the lesson is go after what you want until it's yours. And if there's a delay, you might have to just be more proactive. Be more proactive. And many times we stop to kind of ask permission to see, you know, if we can do this. I wonder if I could do that. I was just wondering, you know, none of that. Fluffy doesn't wonder. He just proceeds to possess what it is he's interested in. And so I encourage you to minimize the self-doubt, minimize the second guessing, actually eliminate it. Minimize all this back and forth with ourselves. And I think that's what happens. We go back and forth with ourselves quite a bit, and then we kind of talk ourselves out of maybe what we're trying to do. So he keeps asking and he takes charge. So I'm going to give you a little recap of what he did, but of his, here, let's go into the recap right now. Yeah, let's go into the recap. So here's a summary of what I'm talking about with Fluffy, his lessons. All right. So number 1, have the right attitude, have the right frame of mind, the right mindset. Number 2, be positive with a smile. Hey, you have a lot to be smiling about, a lot to be happy about, because you're going to get what it is you're pursuing. And number 3, keep asking and take charge of the situation. Don't just sit around and wait for things to just happen, or for someone to grant you access to something. You may have to grant your own self access and seek ways to be more proactive. So those are some of the key lessons that we can learn from Fluffy the Pomeranian, who came on vacation to Florida. And I might share with you really briefly why he happened to come to town. Well, he came because we were celebrating the 103rd birthday of my father, John McHugh. So my dad, and please don't ask my age, don't even ask. I'm the youngest of 4. So not only were we celebrating my dad's 103rd birthday, but we were also celebrating the launch of his new book, The Forgotten Reapers of World War II, Gallant Jamaicans helped defeat the Axis powers. And my dad wrote this from his memoirs during the war. He kept very diligent notes, and he wrote out all the things that he observed during this time. And so as a Jamaican, my father during the war came to the U.S. to work on the onion fields that you will see right here in Elba, New York, in upstate New York. And so through that experience, he shared how while people were overseas fighting in the war, there was the need to reap the food on the fields that needed reaping, harvesting, to feed the soldiers, because an army will forever march on its stomach. Remember that soldiers cannot work if they're hungry. That doesn't work. So you have to have the food. And so in his story, he shares that. So if you're interested in a very rare signed copy, let me know. I have a few of them for the time being. It's not that easy for my dad to write his full signature. So if you're interested in that, let me know. The books are $20 a piece, and then they'll also be on Amazon. But if you want a signed copy, just drop me a note in the DM. Just let me know in the comments, and we can get that taken care of for you. So, and I also want to say this book is a great example of persistence and being persistent. My dad actually wrote this in 1995, wrote the compendium of his memoirs, of his diary, and it didn't get published until now, 2023, through the very ardent, persistent efforts of my brother Michael McHugh, who also edited the book and did a lot to research and bring together a lot of the components of the book. I will do some more about my dad's book, but I just wanted to highlight it here. But it is an example of persistence and really having a vision and bringing it to fruition. So I encourage you, whether you're starting a business, writing a book, whatever project or endeavor you're doing, have that clear vision and be undeterred in achieving that goal. So with that, today I want to thank you for watching another Momentum Monday, Supercharged with Emily, regardless of the day of the week you see this. And stay supercharged. If you need help with your journey, remember we have the superchargedclub.com and the Supercharged CEO, where we kind of support you along your journey, helping you with your time management and also being more effective with a roadmap for your entrepreneurial journey. So until next time, make sure you like, subscribe, share wherever you're watching from, engage, give a review, whatever it is you need to do to show that you like the podcast and what this means to you. So see you next time. Until then, stay supercharged.